Okay. I think I've managed to get it set up, and I think I managed to avoid looking at how much time this is because I feel like around Baku more than maybe any other circuit, the amount of time that the Grand Prix takes is a huge spoiler because if there's a red flag or a safety car, it's going to be over 2 hours. And I don't want to see anything to do with that. There was no way in hell I was waking up at 4 a.m. for this race, so it is quite late now. Oh, Ocon and Lewis took engine penalties, and I heard Pierre got disqualified, and then Joe had a penalty, and somehow with his penalty is starting ahead of where he would have started. Bottas, Lando, yikes, that was a shock. Daniel's in 14th after qualifying, what, 17th? So thank you, penalties, for giving him a little boost. Ollie Behrman starting in the top 10. Sergio, I think Sergio might be the more dangerous Red Bull this weekend, even in the race. We'll see if Max is able to recover, or maybe Red Bull set up their car more for race pace than quali pace. And Franco Colapinto qualified P9, but I guess he's starting P8 now with Lewis's penalty, so that'll be really exciting. And how much chaos is going to happen in turn 1 because you've got Max and George starting next to each other. I think the battle for the win is between Oscar and Charles here. Oh man, I love Baku so much, except for when it's a boring race. As long as there's one safety car, it's usually okay, as long as that safety car doesn't fall exactly when cars usually pit. Okay, yeah, we're gonna see here what the strategies are. Now, Aston Martin's favorite strategy is to go long on the hard. Doesn't look like either of them have done it this time. So it's Albon, Ricciardo, Norris, Joe, Gasly, and Ocon all on the hard. And then everyone else on the medium. And it's going to be a one-stop. I don't know. We'll see how high up Lando gets, but I feel like this weekend might be the end of his championship. Depends on how many points Max gains on him. But, I mean, Lando would have had to make up 8 points a weekend. But it's going to increase significantly if he loses out points this weekend. I wonder if Lewis took his engine parts too to avoid whatever's going to happen at turn 1. Because he's right in the thick of things, so I feel like it might have been smart to dip out. It slides out and away we go! Good one from Charles. Oh, Checo locked up a little bit, and... Oh, I think they managed to get through okay. All right. Oh, Checo's got Carlos. Okay. Oh. I think Lando made up a couple of spots at the start there. So who'd Max gain on? Oh, Russell dropped. Oh, Stroll actually gained 2 spots. Daniel dropped 1, of course. Oh, Stroll has a puncture. Oh, dear. Stroll did amazing here his first race, and then he's been terrible at Baku ever since. Whoa. 9 seconds between Max and Lando. Wow. Lando should get Yuki this lap, I think. Okay, Lando. I don't know why he did the outside unless he's doing the switchback.
Allows Tsunoda the inside line. That'll give Norris better traction off the exit.
Yeah.
Tsunoda tries to defend, but lovely driving from Norris. Tsunoda's got a problem there.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's happened to Yuki? Yuki has the worst luck around Baku. It's one of his better tracks. He always qualifies really well here, but every single race he seems to have some sort of problem. Like last year it was was it last year or 2 years ago when he had the DRS and they had to duct tape it? Oh. Maybe that's what's causing Yuki's issue. So he has another hole in his side pod probably. Or like floor or something. Oh, poor Yuki. Just keeps getting taken out by... taken out by Hulkenberg, taken out by Stroll. I think the problem that Oscar's going to run into here is Charles is so good in that second sector that even though he's going to gain up a lot of time down the main straight with the toe, he just can't get close enough to him through the twisty bits to be able to put a run on him in the following lap. I wonder though if they're going to let Yuki keep going because sometimes Baku is so chaotic you just never know what could happen. Because you could get a red flag or something, and then you would be able to fix the car. Oh, sometimes they have a little puff of dust at the start of the straight, and I think it's like the engine blowing or something. I'm like, oh god, not again. I have too much drama with that. And has caught Ollie. But the Williams are going to be tough to pass. Those are ones that you might have to get with strategy, but Albon's on the same strategy as Norris right now, so that's going to be tough. 0 bite for Max. Yeah, I'm thinking that's front end issue. Maybe he's got some understeer. Oh, Albon. Oh, Colapinto's pitting. He was on medium, so I think he's probably doing a 2-stop then. Oh, wow, he's coming ahead of Tsunoda. Did Yuki pit? No, it doesn't look like it. So he's just been that slow. Oh, man.
Daniel Ricciardo in the RB, the man, of course, who won here back in 2017.
Baku 2017. It's honestly a really, really close fight between that race and Hockenheim 2019 is my favorite. They're both so chaotic. I love it so much. And like, Baku 2017 has so many iconic radio moments too. Because I'm pretty sure that's the year that Kimi was wanting his gloves. And then there's like the Lewis like, that'll just hit me. Although I think sometimes I get it mixed up with 2018, which has the, I think Ericsson hit us moment from Hulkenberg. Or was that Grosjean? I don't know. Just one of those, but both of those years are just so funny. I think that's one of the very few things that have been missing from this year is like a truly chaotic race. Max is pitting. And Russell's going to pit as well. So I think Max might be doing a 2-stop then. So they really can't do anything with the tires anymore. That's wild because that was their strength in 2022. Yuki's pitting. Is he retiring? No, he's leaving. Okay. Okay, Perez is pitting now. Verstappen's right on. Oh my god. Ah! War flashbacks, but reversed. Oh my god. Max has so much more speed. He passed him like halfway down the main straight. That's crazy. Daniel's not lapping very well on those hards. That was a terrible lap. What the heck happened there?
3 wide down the start finish straight there. You can see Gasly going around the outside.
Gasly's actually really good here too, because he started from the back of the grid. Oh, Daniel's really struggling. I wonder if they put too much downforce on their car and it's eating up his tires. He's doing 151s. He's falling off a cliff. They gotta pit him. This is weird. Something's gone wrong with that RB. Oh, Yuki's in the pits. He must be retiring.
Holding me. Yeah, we see that.
Piastri comes into the pits. Crucial then. Lando Norris has tried to play his part with the team orders at McLaren. You see him there feeding through the left-hander. Piastri should come out.
But he's going to have cold tires, so we'll see what happens here. What the fuck? Daniel needs to pit. He did a 150 and then a 151 and then a 153. His tires are dead. Yeah, Yuki's retiring. Oh, poor Yuki. Yeah, he has a hole in his iPod. Leclerc's pitting. Albon's running top 3! Come on, Albano! Okay, Daniel did a 151, so maybe it was just the battling that made it look like his tires were falling off a cliff. Carlos is pitting. Piastri's really gained on Leclerc there. It almost looks like... Is the Ferrari not as good on the hards? Oh. Is it gonna be enough? Oh my god! Whoa! What a lunge! But Charles is coming back at him. Oh wow. What a move. That was a Danny Rick dive bomb. That's worrying for Charles. But he'll have a little bit of delta at the end, I think. Oh, but he only pit 1 lap later. They might be swapping back and forth down the main straight here for the next little bit, maybe.
Let's have a look at this replay. Look at how far back
Wow.
I expected him.
That's crazy. Good overtake, Oscar.
He's now going to have the opportunity to come back at him. Perez, though, is also going to have the DRS.
This is concerning. I think the Ferrari was set up for the mediums and not the hards. Don't weave too much on the main straight, though, left Oscar. Hulk got Daniel. Oh boy, and Hulk's pit already. Ugh, I don't think this 1-stop's gonna work out for Daniel this race. Yeah, Lando's doing a 1-stop, I think. Because he's gotten ahead of Verstappen by doing this. So if they both pit and it kind of stays as it is, I mean, Lando's not gaining the 8 points on Max, but at least he's not losing points. I wonder if this is going to force Leclerc into a 2-stop though, because he's going to be getting a lot more graining being behind Oscar. Colapinto got ahead of Gasly. It's interesting how there's like a battle between Piastri, Leclerc, and Perez, and a battle between Sainz, Norris, and Verstappen. And then Albon's kind of the guy in the middle. Oh, Verstappen's gonna get him. Oh, not quite. He might on this straight though.
Here comes Verstappen with the DRS. Moves to the right.
Oh.
Does to the left. Not quite enough room there.
It's all Verstappen.
Got a corner. Verstappen radio.
Yeah, brakes are not working.
Oh. Okay, Daniel's doing better on his tires than he was now. I think he must have had a graining period there, and maybe he's through it now. We'll see. Lando still can't get past Albon. Now Daniel's doing 149. I feel like if they do the race again, they need to do it earlier in the day, because when they're far away, you cannot tell which car is which, because the glare is so bad. But I guess there is also the impact of fuel going down. That's meaning that Daniel's lap times are staying about the same. I'm sorry for talking this much about a guy who's in 15th and probably not going to be in a seat next year, but this is where we're at.
Dive down the inside on the brakes.
Charles going to be able to get him back.
Piastri feels like he needs to defend this time around.
That was almost double moving, but he's not close enough. Lando's boxing. They might have to switch to a 2-stop then. Oh, Lando didn't box. I think that was a dummy call. Verstappen, huh? Oh, Albon pit. Okay. I feel like that might have been a mistake. What? Are they going to be able to take a pair of mediums that long?
Piastri has to defend. Leclerc almost into the
Piastri keeps defending the inside, which is what you got to do there. That was Leclerc's mistake when Oscar took him. Perez is right there too. Russell got Max. Oh boy. Interesting. On the plus side, 7th is the lowest that Verstappen can finish because Alonso is way back. I wonder if everyone is actually doing 1-stops and just stopped earlier and are able to take the hards as long as they need to. Okay, here goes Hulk on Colapinto. Colapinto's almost got to let Albon through, I think, here. As much as it sucks that it's a points position, but I think Albon has a better chance of getting more points here. Yep, they just swapped now. Oh, Charles, you can't do that.
Box opposite McLaren.
Yep, dummy call. I think anytime Ferrari says pit opposite, it's like dummy call. I don't think they use that call unless it's not a dummy call. Oh, Norris is boxing. Max is gonna have... Ooh, if Max pits... Max is gonna have to pit sooner. He's gonna come out behind Alonso and Albon. And maybe even Hülkenberg. But maybe he's just gonna try and hang on. Because he doesn't have to pit like Lando did.
We're thinking about plan C. What do you think? Not stupid.
Did he say not stupid or that stupid? This has been an interesting race. I would say, like, it's been better than the boring years of Baku, the last 2 years. But worse than the chaotic years of 2017 and 2018. And 2021. Ooh, Charles. I think Charles is closer this lap than he's been. Oh, this is looking good. Come on, Charles.
Leclerc, who will once again have to take that wider racing line.
Yeah, but Oscar keeps protecting the inside, which is the smart thing to do, because Charles didn't protect the inside when Oscar got him. I think that was his mistake. Yeah, he's too far back. So now the question is, when are all these 1-stoppers going to pit? It's Gasly, Ricciardo, and Ocon all in a row. And it's not like it's going to matter. So I think they've got to cut their losses at some point here. Lewis got through Behrman. Yeah, Lewis might not get points here. How much faster is Lando going? About 1.3 seconds faster than Max? Charles has got to think of a different way to try and get past Oscar, because this is obviously not working. But I don't think you can't really force him to not take the inside. Like, there's not much you can do here. The only thing you can do is just try and stay on his rear, so force him into mistake in turn 16 so that you can have a better opportunity to take him.
Here's the replay. This was Piastri's turn to get
but Leclerc did the same thing.
It's beautiful to watch.
No, Leclerc's too far back this lap. I think he must be charging up his battery again. Albon's not been able to get Alonso or get close to him. hasn't had the same pace on these mediums. He's going about the same pace that Alonso's doing on 30 lap old hards. Oh, Charles is pretty close here. Again, we'll see.
Trying to have a look. Piastri not being forced to defend that
He's
inside
still.
line.
If you watch Oscar always opens up the corner. I wonder if that's the only opportunity Leclerc would have to try and get him. But I think maybe Charles is leaving it until like the last couple laps. Yeah, Leclerc's too far back this time. It seems like every other lap he has a chance at it. My other thought is maybe Charles has been doing a pattern of kind of charging battery, going for it, charging battery, going for it. He maybe has to throw Oscar off by charging his battery 2 laps in a row and then going for it on a 3rd lap. Like, he has to change up what he's doing because it's obviously not working. So that you can kind of trick Oscar into using up some of his battery on a lap. That Charles doesn't use it. But then maybe Charles has to use his battery to get that close to Oscar. So maybe that won't work either. I don't know. I feel like in this situation, there's like, unless he can get the inside line going into turn 1, like I just don't think Charles can get him. I think Daniel at this point's going to pit on the last lap for his pair of softs. So there better not be any photographers in the pits. Oh, Leclerc's dropped. Yeah. Yikes. That's not good. This isn't looking good now. Oh, Stroll has to retire.
Piastri's done a very good job here on this lap. He's finally, on this lap, appears to have broken Leclerc's DRS 1.5
Yeah.
seconds. And Leclerc has got Perez within DRS behind him. So
Piastri was able to hang on to his tires because he had the front. And I think, Charles is going to struggle now. I'm worried Charles is going to drop out of the top 3. I think Perez might get him here. Oh, Charles. Charles, you got to make sure you take the inside. Oh my God, Charles.
He's hit the cliff. He's hit the cliff, and here comes Checo Perez round the outside.
Oh, Charles. Oh my God. Oh God, Charles. Oh. But Checo's done more laps than either of them, so maybe his tires are pretty gone too.
Signs behind him as well. Could Ferrari
Oh God.
here if Leclerc is struggling?
They just got to keep him out there. There's no point pitting him at this point. So, I'm worried Charles is going to finish 4th here. Oh, Perez is going to get him. He's too close.
Norris is within a second of Verstappen as well.
Oh my God, everything is happening.
But with 3 laps to go then, Piastri seems to be clearing the way and down into turn 1.
Yeah, see there, Charles was smart. He did what Piastri's been doing, which is keeping him to the outside. That's what you got to do.
On board the McLaren.
Oh, I think Lando's going to get Max here.
Rival, both with weekends they might not.
Easy. That is fascinating. I can see now why McLaren aren't that worried, is because I think the Red Bull's the 3rd fastest car now, sometimes even 4th. And so in that case, the max that Max can finish is 5th. And that's also why I think Oscar and Leclerc still have a chance. Is because Max, if he can finish 7th, like that's the number of points that they would need to make up on him, even if they finish 2nd. So Leclerc has to try and hold on here. Oh, Perez is so close this time. I think Perez is going to get him.
Is the writing on the wall for Charles Leclerc?
Yeah, Perez has got him. Oh, Charles! Oh my God, Charles! Oh my God! Oh! Carlos, don't do anything stupid!
A few moments later.
Oh no, now he's lost out again because you were trying to fight your teammate, you idiot! Ah! Oh!
Into the wall, disaster for Ferrari and Red Bull. It all happens in the blink of an eye.
Oh my God! Sorry, just watching F1. I mean,
Here, Sainz had a sniff around the outside of Perez.
he shouldn't have done that, Carlos. He shouldn't have done that.
Watch. Does he move over on the left?
Oh, just a little bit.
He moved slightly left and Perez moved slightly right. Just
Yeah, they just kind of caught each other. Oh man, but then that really screws Leclerc more because those 2 extra buffers gave him more points to Verstappen.
What the Is she crazy or what? Idiot.
Oh, poor both of them. That sucks.
What happened there? What happened?
I can't believe that happened. That's a big crash too, because that's a hard wall. Daniel pit. Gasly hasn't pit yet. Why hasn't Gasly pit? I guess maybe they couldn't double stack, so they had to. Yeah, Gasly's pitting now. Wow, what a race that ended up being. Would you call it a banger or not? I think it's pretty close. Because you had a really good battle, like literally the whole race. And then you had a moment at the end that makes it memorable. Although, like, yeah, you don't want to see that. And that kind of sucks for them, though, because now they're not losing as many, they're not gaining as many points on Max. Good one, Oscar.
Piastri wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
I think Lando's worried. Next year, he'd better watch out. Ugh, Charles still can't win Baku. No!
With Lando Norris finishing in 4th, take over the lead of the Constructors.
Oh, they got the Constructors now. I think that's Oscar's best drive. He made the overtake when he needed to. And he managed to keep Charles behind the whole time. Russell got a random play. That's so funny. He keeps sniping any time 2 people collide. That's so funny. Oh, careful! Wow. Oh my god! Williams 7th and 8th? That's a huge haul of points. Colapinto P8. Wow. Already worth it to switch him out for Sargent. Oh, Charles. Hopefully the 5th time will be the charm. Ollie Behrman's the first driver to score points for 2 different teams in his first 2 races. Oh, he got back ahead of Hulk. How did that happen? Oh. The first time in F1 we've got an all F2 champion podium. Huh. That's interesting. 10 points for Williams. Yeah, so 6 and 4. Wow. Curious what that does to the standings. I think they're really going to gain up on, I don't know if it's Haas and RB that's right ahead of him.
Unfortunately, we didn't do any high fuel running on my side in FP1, FP2, and we went for a setup direction that maybe in the race was a bit more difficult to manage.
Oh, okay. So the fact that Charles didn't get very much race running during practice affected his ability to set up the car. So he had a good setup for the mediums, but not the hards. That's interesting.
To be honest, when I hit the brakes, I was like, there's a 50-50 chance whether I make this corner or not.
Yeah, look at that.
They both lost the rear on the same corner. That's funny. Okay, they're going to see the crash here, I think.
Just a crash. So they've not been great friends this weekend. That's the third time they've nearly,
Third time they've nearly taken each other, yeah. Wow, what a race. Okay, I'm really curious to see what happened here. Oscar, Charles, a random Russell podium, Lando, Max. So Lando gains 3 points on Max, but he usually needs to gain 8, so he might have to gain more race after race. We'll have to recalculate that after this. Then Fernando, Albon, and Colapinto. Wow, fantastic race from Franco. That's amazing around Baku. And then Hamilton, Behrman. Oh, so Hamilton managed to get into the points. Hulk, Gasly, Ricciardo, Joe, Ocon, Bottas, and then Sergio and Sainz pressed out, Stroll retired, and Yuki DNF'd. Alrighty, so Max has 313, Lando has 354. Difference of 59 points, and there's now 7 races left, divided by 7. So now Lando has to make up 8.4 points per race. So you basically got to make that 9. So Lando would have to finish first and Max P3. But at this point, I don't think that Red Bull is good enough to ever get another podium. Because Max finished 5th, but he would have finished 7th in that race if not for the crash. Yeah, like Lando's going to be able to make up that point gap easy. So I do think that even though he's lost out to some of the amount of points he needs to get back in this race, like as long as Lando isn't having terrible qualifyings like that again, I think he still has a chance to do it here. But I think it's very heavily dependent on all 8 of those top cars finishing every race, because we just saw as soon as 2 of them crash out, that's gifting a bunch more points to Max. Like Lando Lando wouldn't have gained any more up on him, but Charles and Oscar would have gained another 4 points on him from that. So it kind of matters in the long run. Oh yeah, let's see about them as well. So Charles still needs to gain 11 back on him per race, which is about what it was before. And Oscar's still 13. So it really didn't have any impact on them. Those 3 are all still in a fight, because I think Max is gonna really slow down here, because it's a 19-point gap between Charles and Lando now. And then Oscar is another 13 back of Charles. So that means that Oscar is 32 back of Lando. So they're just so tight there. Unless Red Bull discovers a miraculous solution to their problems. Like they're just going to keep losing points every single race. And even now, like even Mexico might not be attainable for them. So fascinating. Oh my God. Can't believe how good this season has turned into. Oh, George has gotten past Sergio now. They're tied on points, but George has a win. So, wow. And then we got Fernando and Lance. Okay, here we go. Got Hulkenberg and Tsunoda tied with 22 points. So they're right behind Stroll. We got Albon and Daniel with 12 points. Gasly with 8. Ollie with 7. K-Mag with 6. Ocon with 5. Colapinto with 4. And then Joe, Sargent, and Bottas with 0. I feel so bad for Bottas. For the constructors, McLaren has... Oh, wow. So they were only going to be above them by 1 point until that crash happened. And now they're 20 points up on Red Bull. And Ferrari is obviously lost out to McLaren in that race. But they are 31 behind Red Bull. And then 51 behind McLaren. I think Ferrari will probably get Red Bull by the end of the year, but I think McLaren probably has a good chance of running away with it now. Mercedes are still going to be in 4th. And then we have Aston Martin at 82. RB's at 34. Haas is at 29. So those 2 are in a bit of a battle now. Then we got Williams at 16. Alpine at 13. And Sauber at 0. So Williams got 10 points from that one race, which is crazy. And that shows you how much you have to be there to capitalize when it gets chaotic. Yeah, and then I doubt Sauber is going to get a point by the end of the year. So what a crazy race that was. It seemed like it was going to be a bit of a dud, but it ended up being really tense and really good. Like that turned into what a Monza and a Singapore race is, where it's just like, it's really close the whole race. And so if anyone makes a mistake, that's where you can take advantage. So it doesn't necessarily have a lot of like wheel to wheel battling. It's more so strategy and errors and that kind of thing. So it was actually a really good race. I really enjoyed that. I can't believe that crash happened at the end of that race. Kind of a bummer that it cost us maybe one more chance at Charles getting past Oscar, but Oscar was just doing exactly what he needed to do to keep the lead. Like, it seems like in Baku, there's only that one chance that you have now, and you have to go up the inside. If you don't go up the inside, you can't get them. And Oscar was doing a really good job of protecting the inside, and it didn't seem like Charles was trying to do anything to kind of vary what he was doing, attacking Oscar into that corner. So, yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, that one lunge move that Oscar did won him the race. And also Lando backing Checo up. also won him the race. We got Singapore up next. Is that next week or is there a 2-week break? I'm not sure. Singapore. Oh, Singapore is next week. Okay, that's fun. So what am I thinking is going to happen for Singapore? I think once again, Ferrari's going to be really good there because it's another one of their really good tracks, and Charles is pretty good around there too. Although it's also a track that he's never won. I think McLaren obviously are still going to be good. Honestly, I think there's a chance that we have both Red Bulls finish outside the points in Singapore. Yeah, that is a distinct possibility. Although maybe not Checo, because he was able to really handle the car this weekend in a way that Max wasn't, which was very surprising. See you all for Singapore.